Hello, friends. Welcome back to the end of Batman week. This is day 3 of 3 days of streaming. I was going to do 4, and Penny had some issues that we had to take care of that first day. So, because of that, we've got 2 Batmobiles to build today. So, we've got a lot of building to do. We're going to dive into it and have a lot of fun. The previous days that we went through, I want to show you what we built first. So, the first day, oh, there's all this mess. The first day we built, or I keep talking in we's. I guess we because you're all with me. But I built the Batman and Robin Batmobile, which is amazing and super beautiful and shaped so perfectly. So that was on Wednesday. On Thursday, we built, where is it? Right here behind me. This guy, which is incredible. This one is fantastic. Hi, Missy. Hi, Bev. Welcome. So yeah, so much fun building this. The greebling details are incredible. I did rewatch part of my interview with the designers, like I said I would yesterday. So I've got some answers for y'all of some of the things that I learned from there, and I'll probably have to rewatch the rest of it later and see if there's any other gems to share with you. But this beauty opens here, and inside, actually, here, let me zoom in to show you. It opens there to reveal a Batman, which is so fun. And on the base, we also get a gold Batman. And on his back, he's got some special back printing as well, recognizing 20 years of Lego Batman. So here's the back printing. So fun. Let's see if I can get it to, there we go. Super, super cool. This set also comes with the round printed tile for 20 years of Batman as well, Lego Batman, rather. And so that tile is here on the base. And this tile is in every single one of these sets as well. So really, really cool. This is by far my favorite of the builds, but also, like we've talked about the last couple days, I don't typically build vehicles all that much. I'm very impressed so far with the designs of them, but I love display models like that one. So yeah, I do too, Bev. Agreed. Today, we're going to build this guy. So this is the Batman versus Superman Batmobile. And then we're also going to build this one, which is the Batmobile from the Batman. So these 3 Batmobiles and the bat symbol all were released on March 1st. And they also tie in to Legacy of the Dark Knight, which is the Batman game that were released, I think, in May, as we discovered yesterday. So very excited about that. The other things that we built while we've been having fun, well, actually, yeah, there were 2 other sets. One was this one that was a nostalgic one that I was so excited about. It is from the Lego Movie 2, and it is Batman in his amazing Apocalypseburg outfit. And he's got that You're Welcome sign, and you can actually twist the You're Welcome sign back and forth, which I'm kind of annoyed with the way that they did this. They have it where there's this gear here, but the way to twist it is you have to rotate the gear, and I kind of think they should have put something that you can hold on to. So that's my only complaint there, but it's fine. But really cool. It also came with MetalBeard, which is so fun with his ridiculous outfit, or really mech body, right? So, so cool. And came with Maddox, which was, whoops, one of the Apocalypseburg residents who's ready to fight and has a really amazing torso print. I'm kind of obsessed. It looks like he's wearing a harness and has those abs showing through and muscles and everything. Really rough and tumble. That's the phrase I was using yesterday for some reason for them. And the supervillain, boom! Which I love so much. These little star creatures are ridiculously cute and so stupid, and I love them. So we built that one yesterday as just fun nostalgia, and then we built the F1 Academy Lego car, and you might be wondering why, because this is Speed Champion scale, and I don't have Speed Champion sets otherwise. And this is Speed Champion scale, so I wanted to show a comparison that shows both of them together. So, really, really fun to do that. It was funny because someone joined the live stream late yesterday and saw me building that and was like, "I thought this was a Batman live stream." I'm like, "It is, I promise." Hang tight. We'll show you in a second. So those are the fun things we've been building. I also brought out Clayface, which is from Lego Batman movie. To show he is one of my favorite Batman villains. We talked a lot about that. And what I love is right now he looks super sad. And you can take these printed eyes and flip them. And all of a sudden he goes from sad to like super angry, which I just think is amazing. So, hi Ben! Yay! Hey friend. Apocalypseburg figs in general are amazing. 100% agree. That is by far one of my white whale sets that like I don't think I'll ever get, and that's okay. But I would love to have. I wish they would bring that one back. The other set that I showed off to was this Batmobile from 1989 to show the original scale, not the original, but one of the other scales of Batmobiles that we've been getting to. So I have this one. I have the Batmobile from the classic 1960s Batman, and it might just be those two that we have. But then getting three more with these sets, starting to round out the collection of Batmobiles, which is super fun. So let's dive into one of these Batmobiles. The other sets, depending on time, I don't know how long we'll go today, but we'll see. I might build this other nostalgic one, also from Lego Batman movie, and an incredible vehicle build. So while I don't typically build a lot of vehicles, I do have the Joker's purple amazing lowrider, and then this one from Penguin from that movie, and I have like the 007 car and a handful of other ones too. And then Philip and I together have built the Back to the Future Lego Ideas one and the Back to the Future large one, which is really fun. Both are on display in his office. I built the truck, which is beautiful and seasonal, which is great. And I built the my first vehicle I ever got that wasn't like a little tiny one in a set was the Vespa, and it's by far one of my favorite builds. But there's a lot of like fun story behind it too. So yeah, you regret giving away your cars from that theme. Oh my gosh, from which theme? From the Apocalypseburg theme, or from another theme? Curious. I may have missed that piece. Someone had asked me once which theme I would want to bring back. And my instant answer was Monster Fighters. And then I paused and said, actually, no, because the one thing that we would want for Monster Fighters is the mansion. And Philip and I have already built the mansion using our own bricks, so not the exact set, but still. So I'm very happy with that and feel like that satisfied that urge. But I would want to bring back the Lego Movie and Lego Movie 2 sets because there were some really good bangers in there. So you had all the sets and got rid of most of them. Oh no! Yeah, major regrets. Oh yes, the Lego Batman movie. I We were buying minifigs at the time, so I have a lot of the Batman figs, but we were not buying a lot of the sets yet, and I really wish that we would have. So womp womp. Okay, we can start with this one, or actually, I'm going to do this one because this one has more pieces, so this will take a little bit longer. It is the Batman Batmobile from the Batman. And that way we're also kind of going in order of how they go movie to movie. So, yeah, Ben, I regret that for you too. um, Ben, on the chat, you see Bev and Missy. They are both friends of mine from my lug, and they are super supporters of my live streams, which is great. And it's just been so fun to get to know them a little bit better through the joining the live streams. So I really appreciate that they've been able to join so often. Ben is, so for Missy and Bev, Ben is one of my closest friends from the Lego community. I met him initially at Brick Slopes, Utah, which is why I am drinking out of my Utah mug today, actually. And he is just a gem of a human and really, really wonderful. He lives up towards the middle northwest of, or I mean, the middle north of the country. So far away, which makes me sad because I would love to spend time with him in person, but that's okay. So yes, friends unite, meet. Okay, this one has far fewer stickers than the last one, which is perfectly fine. I like fewer stickers, but I like having intentional stickers, and all of them have felt intentional so far. So the last one had a ton of stickers, but they were worthwhile. And 330 pieces, so this is the biggest of the three Batmobiles in terms of piece count. I'm guessing it's a lot of small pieces though, because they're still kind of small cars. So we'll see. All right, let's dive in. I've noticed that with my review sets that I get early access from Lego, that most of them come with the paper bags, and they have for the last handful of years. And it occurred to me recently that most of the sets that I buy in the United States still have plastic bags and haven't switched over yet. So I'm curious as to when we'll start to see more of that happen. I think that has a lot to do with the fact that the ones for US are produced in Mexico and maybe Virginia. I don't know if that one has opened yet or not. So I don't know. Here is the cape that we're getting for Batman in this one. I love that all of these sets come with a Batman that connects with them. I understand that with Speed Champions that you don't get multiple minifigs. You usually just get one. But I would love to have a Batman and a villain with every single one of these. Or with that first one, it's from Batman and Robin. Like, can't you just give us a Robin? But also, I'm a little obsessed with Chris O'Donnell Robin, so I kind of that's a big piece of that. Okay, here is the face printing. So you can see both sides of face print and the really fantastic torso and leg printing for this Batman. I'll show you this first, and then we'll put on the cape. Um, so standard kind of boring face. Hey, Philip, the Batman was Robert Pattinson. Yeah. So this is Robert Pattinson. So it's his second minifigure. The first one, if anybody can guess, put it in the chat. And then the back printing, pretty strong. I like that he's got like the black boots and that there's a lot of detail printing on those legs. Like that's pretty impressive. So Twilight, yes, you win, Ben. I don't know what you win, but you win. Yes. You think by next year Virginia is meant to open? I believe next year was supposed to be this one though. Gotcha. Yeah, I was thinking it was a little bit later. For a while, I was getting nonstop emails from Indeed about jobs there. I was like, we are not moving to Virginia. I mean, I'd love to work for Lego, but no, no thanks. We are happy here. I mean, yeah, anyway, longer story, that doesn't matter. Okay, so, and then look at this helmet, not helmet. This is his, I said the right word yesterday and it's gone from my brain. Um, yeah, really great. I'm loving that we're now getting the white printing on the helmet. Cowl, thank you. I was like, literally yesterday I was using the word and it just escaped me. So on the cowls, on the new ones, we've got the face printing. So to show you a comparison, where's my other one? Oh, here we go. With this one, these are the older Batman ones. These cowls don't have that white printing. You see the white, but it's actually printed on the heads, which means you can't really use those heads unless you're using them for Batman. That said, these that had the holes for the eye holes and then the printing was on the face, you got different expressions with the eyes. So like this one, it's probably hard to see, but there's like one eye that's a little bit more open than the other, which is super cute. And then on the back of it, he's got like two tiny, like he's like squinting on the back of him. So I like that you can get a variety of expressions with that, but I prefer having clean minifig heads because we do a lot of swapping around minifigs to make custom characters. So, all right, that was like 20 minutes just talking about the minifig. So let's dive into the actual set. This comes with a large piece. So the last one did not have something like this. Hello, hi Jody. Welcome. So also Jody, meet Bev and Missy, who are on the chat. Bev and Missy are good friends of mine from my lug and are super supporters of my live streams and just so much fun. And Bev and Missy, Jody is another one of my closest friends from the Lego community. Jody, Ben, and I actually are super close friends together, and the three of us chat all the time. And I wish they lived closer. They both live in different states, far away, and that makes me sad. But Jody, I am using my Utah mug because I was reminiscing and thinking about brick slopes and when we spend time together. The first time I got to hug Jody in person was at a brick rodeo, actually. I can't remember what year that was. A couple years ago, 2 or 3 years ago now. And then the first time I got to hug Ben in person, which Ben's not much of a hugger, so super special there, was um, Brick Slopes, Utah, 2024, I think. Um, so yeah, y'all should all be friends, be best friends that anybody could have, or however that song goes. I just made it into a song too, and I didn't know that was a song, but I like it. So yes, great people on the in the comment section today, and I'm so grateful for y'all. Jody is working on cleaning up her Lego room, so wish her luck. We've all been there. So okay, so lots of jumper plates down here on the bottom, which it's interesting, like the way these studs are on this piece, they're already kind of like jumper plates in terms of like the distance that they have from, it's hard to tell because the black color, but the distance that it has from that side edge already kind of sets it up as like a jumper plate. But the way that we're putting these in, it's allowing us to go from 5 studs on the bottom to 4 studs, which is probably going to make that easier to then build from. And I'm sure the Lego designers really enjoyed switching it back to an even number because that would be quite challenging. And like I said, since I don't build a lot of vehicles, this is kind of new to me to see it this way. And I don't love it having this like large piece. I think that's part of the stuff with cars and vehicles. Like I feel like they're a little bit repetitive in terms of the build process, which is so not true because these are 3 completely different Batmobiles. So maybe I just need to give them a little bit more of an opportunity to wow me. So I do find every time I'm building any type of set that I enjoy them a lot more than I think, or with any type of vehicle that I learn so much from them and usually enjoy them more than I think. But I just don't, it's not something that when I go to the store, when I go to the store and see one that I think, oh, that's great. I want to add that to my collection. Um, and I think that's too because we also do a lot of display builds. And so for me, cars aren't the most exciting to display. I'm sure that's not true for other people. So yeah, what's interesting is the studs on the inside of this grid or piece are 5 studs across, but the studs once it gets raised are 6 studs across, and so the math is different, and you have to use jumper plates if you ever want it to connect. That's I wonder. I want to know why they made the design choice there. That's just an interesting little tidbit. So. And Bev and Missy, yesterday when I was building out the F1 Lego vehicle, I found a piece that inspired me to build a Pokemon build because now I have Pokemon in the brain nonstop, as you know. They're also Pokemon fans, by the way, and we're getting Jody into it. So, wahaha. But anyhow, I found a piece, and I want to show you the piece and see if you can guess what it is that I'm going to mock with it. And it was in this car set, which I was like, "Hey, that's so cool." I love when I find a piece in a set that's completely different than what I like. It inspires me to build something that's not a vehicle at all, um, or anything along those lines. So, okay, let me get to a stopping point, and then I'll pick it up and show you. I'm sure when you see it, you'll know exactly what I'm going to build. And actually, I've already built most of it. I need the piece out of this one first. So, okay, take a look. Freaking Pokemon has taken over my whole brain. I know, right? Food trucks are the only ones that are like, yes, agreed, agreed, agreed. I've noticed my students are obsessed with building vehicles. Oh, interesting. So you're currently at school working on making a vehicle's parts box for them. Oh, that's so sweet. I have an entire bag full of, this is a Ziploc bag in my hand, by the way. That's full of tires and the pieces that connect tires, and I just never use them. Like the very rare times that I use them in mocks. And honestly, I started to use the tires more for like Technic building to make things move. And I was like, I'm glad I still have them. So I love food trucks, too, but mostly just for displaying the city, not the build itself. Totally, and if I had a city, I would want more of those for sure. Okay, so this build, which is so pretty, I built it yesterday to test the size. Look at this piece here, and I need you to tell me what you see the moment you look at it. What is that? What does that make you think of? I'm just gonna let you think on that and share. Ben and Jody, you can't share because I sent you a text about it already. So this question is specific. Well, yeah, exactly, right? Like instantly, the moment I saw it, I was like, "Oh my gosh, okay, well, I'm done building. I can stop building this car because I have a totally different idea." But I love it, and it's so beautiful, and it like obviously those printed black lines are intentional and look beautiful on this car. But I did find a yellow piece that's not printed that I can swap out on this one, so this still can be built and almost look good, so I can take that one out and build a little Pikachu. So, insert Pikachu meme, yes. So I'm very excited. That's going to be a little piece of silly content that I create is like how you can get inspired by some set and build something completely different out of it, which is super fun. So I built the little Pikachu. It's in the other room. I was actually going to bring it out and set it here with this one, but I forgot. So it's in the Lego room, and I was debating with Ben and Jody about which cheeks I should be using. So maybe I'll bring it out and get your opinions on it since you're huge Pokemon fans who totally understand the reference. So we'll see. Okay. What am I doing? Here's what I'm doing. I feel a little all over the place today. I think my energy is spiking because I just had a smoothie that's got lots of like natural sugars from fruits in it, and I've had a lot of caffeine today. So yeah, let's see. Yes, more options because we were a tie. They were. It was really funny. I was like, which cheek should I use? And one said one thing and one said the other. And I said, you two are of no help to me at all. um, thanks for nothing. You're going to make me choose on my own and trust myself. And I don't like that. So, um, yeah, I'll have to get your opinions on it to see. Okay, and actually, maybe you can even give me other opinions on like other ways to improve on it. I threw it together today just quickly to see like what I could come up with, and it's cute. I actually wanted it to be a little bit more boxy than it ended up as because that shape and lines and stuff I thought were you may split tooth. We'll see. We'll see. I want you to answer without verbalizing the answer to each other though, because you're probably in the same room. So I'd love for you both to answer separately without consulting to see if you just naturally come to the same answer. So that'll be if you can hang tight. I can get to that after I get through this Batmobile. What did I do wrong? Oh, that's what I did wrong. Wait, no, wait, what? Oh, that's what I did wrong. Okay, this goes on this side. Ta-da! Fixed. Okay. So, yeah, like vehicles, I go on autopilot when I'm building them, and I don't feel like I pay as much attention. Don't read my mind, Missy. You're on the same couch. I knew it. I knew it. I figured you were together. Um, you were so fun. I just really enjoy having y'all here each for most of my streams. Y'all have been like very consistent, and also I want people to know I love having you here whenever you're here, and if you ever can't make it, that's perfectly fine. I totally understand life is life and busy and all kinds of things, but it just makes me so happy when my friends are here, and um, y'all are so great to also engage in the chat and connect with new people, which is fun. So Building and talking as is how I always go wrong. Oh my gosh, for real. I make a lot of mistakes on these live streams because of that. So you had inventory yesterday. Ooh, busy, busy. Hey, do y'all have like a warehouse or something in Austin that you go to for inventory, or was it like inventory at the individual stores? Um, and I'm like introducing y'all to each other and sharing some things. If I am oversharing about y'all, let me know and I won't share those things in the future. But I say that to lead to my next overshare. Bev and Missy work with Hallmark. And so they help trade out the Hallmark cards that go in all the different stores around town. And so they have busier times based on the seasons and they have seasonal switch outs all the time. So we've been chatting a little bit more about that, and it's been fun to get to know and understand what their lives are like outside of Lego, which is always a fun thing to kind of learn from your friends. So I think it's a really fun job, and it makes me super happy to hear. So isn't that cool? Like it's such an interesting thing. This girl is an open book. Yay! Okay, cool. Jody is a school teacher, and she's amazing. And her kids get to do STEM stuff all the time with her. So she actually works specifically with STEAM education. So STEAM, they added the AN to include arts. If you're not familiar, STEM was before science, technology, engineering, math. And if I'm not mistaken, and correct me in the chat, but she has a co-teacher, and the two of them put on the stuff for the entire school for the STEAM stuff. So the kids that get to come in, it's like rotating kids all day long. Um, and yeah, let me know if I'm wrong on that, but I think that's right. And yeah, super fun. And Ben works with Lego, so he also understands inventory in a very different way. I think the four of us, actually, Jody also has worked in retail before too. So all of us on the chat have experienced retail. Jody, I'm sure you experienced inventory days before, I would assume, in the retail life. I remember when I worked at paper stores, I asked my boss one day while I was like, the store was closed. I was, doing all the final cleaning tasks and getting ready for the next day. And I asked my boss, like, who handles things like how do we get things like toilet paper for the bathroom and that kind of stuff? Because I never really knew. And she looked at me and she said, Justin, you don't want that job. And I was like, "What are you talking about? I'm literally just asking." And she's like, "You don't want to run a store." I was like, "No, I just want to know the answer to this, though." But she was like having a particularly rough day, and was like, "Yeah, that's something that I have to do." And I was like, "Oh, that makes sense. I never knew. Like, I was super curious." Um, but and honestly, I think all of that stuff is fascinating to me. Like, this is how the world works. Like, these are the types of things. So. You have around 400 students every 3 days? Girl. Yeah, dream teaching job. I'm so happy for you, though. You also work at Bricks and Minifigs. Oh, that's right, yeah, so you've got thank you for reminding me. So the Bricks and Minifigs is a newer-ish endeavor for, the Lego lady, Jody, and, yeah, so actually they both work with Lego, which is really fun. Um, so Jody gets to teach some workshops at her Bricks and Minifigs too. So we've chatted about some of the fun we both had doing that. Okay, this is a car. This is the inside of a car. I don't feel as excited to be like, look, here's some neat details that I saw with this one so far. So we'll see. We'll get there. I do like that they included this piece, this silver piece that moves up and down. I think that'll be like a gear shift or something potentially. Yeah, but yeah, these cars. I specifically asked if I could review the Batman sets because I like Batman a lot and I like having the cars on display, but I just don't. My enthusiasm still said, "Here's a car. It is a Batmobile. Enjoy." It's anyway. I specifically asked, "Can I please review these?" Because I wanted that one for sure. The bat symbol. But we have a ton of Batman stuff, and I thought it would be fun to have all the Batmobiles displayed. I just I'm not as excited while I'm building them. They just don't grab my attention as much. So although yesterday I was actually having a really good time building what am I doing wrong here? Okay, here we go. I was having a really good time building that F1 car, so that was nice. Honestly, though, I think the reason I was having fun with it, it was new, and so I was like, "Oh, this is a new way of building, and it's different." If you asked me to build 3 more, I would be bored real quick, and so, what I've learned from that is, vehicles are just not my jam, and if you've seen my season of Lego Masters, you will know vehicles are not my jam. So, I think also that experience just led me to love Batman even more, and makes me want to have all the Batmobiles. Which also, if you didn't know, I'm a bit of a collector, and so it's tough for me when they're like, "Hey, you can get all the Batmobiles now." I'm like, do I need all of them? No, of course not. Do I want all of them? Of course I do. Absolutely. So, and all this said, I'm actually really excited to build this one. So I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just like this part of it. And truthfully, this Batmobile, okay, let's get down to business here. This Batmobile is like the most boring of the Batmobiles to me. It's just like much more boxy. And I mean, it does have some interesting shape to it. I think the front will be interesting. But it's just not as exciting. This one I loved. I really loved building this one, and I loved the, like, play feature of, so look at the how the flame spins. Like, so that it's not that I don't like building vehicles, it's that if I'm going to build one, I want it to have, like, shape and depth and interesting structure. Like, this one I thought was gorgeous. It's just so like, I love that, how it kinda goes in and out, and so yeah, I think that's really what is this one just feels a little bit boxy to me. So which is good that I'm doing it now because then I can get to the next one, which I think this one this one is certainly gonna be more fun, I think, for sure. So it'll be really interesting to see how well these sell. I think because of the tie-in with the game, they'll sell fine. Um, and but yeah, I wonder like which one. I'm guessing the one I'm building now won't sell as well, but I don't know, maybe not. So oh, yeah, inventory at BAM would be a lot, and I'm guessing that's not the bulk bins, but still, it would be a lot. Whenever they get mad, I call a kid the wrong name, I say, "400 kids, y'all." That's funny. Well, it helps I call my child the dog's name constant I mean, yeah, right? It happens. Yeah, it's clunky. Agreed, agreed. Your youngest granddaughter said it's okay you called me Oreo. That's because you love her so much. Oh, I love that so much. That is cute. Um, and it's true, right? We love our dogs so much, so, like, if we accidentally say the wrong name, it's like, it's fine. So, although I don't think I've ever called Philip Penny, and I don't think I've ever called Penny Philip. But we have a lot of nieces and nephews, and there's so many of them that it's easy to accidentally mess up their names, so it happens. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna, like, keep building because I realized I stopped for a long time, and, if I keep stopping like that, we're never gonna get through these. Okay, I do love this piece. This I got a ton of in I think it was one of the big ships that Lego sent me to build, and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be really useful, in other builds." So now it's fun to see it in a smaller build where there's only, like, 2 of them, but that's a versatile piece that I'd like to have more of. Okay, whoops, I did, yeah. Also, my setup here, like, if I tilt the camera down more, then a lot of my head gets cut off, but also you're not seeing a lot of the build because 'cause I'm just doing it, like, right here. So I'll keep trying to do this, for y'all to see a little bit better too, but for now, I'm just kinda, like, powering through what I can quickly. She calls me Missy Mimi sometimes. Oh, that's really sweet. Missy Mimi. It's easy to see. Okay, good. Yeah, also, like, my screen is really far away from me right now, and it's a tiny picture, and so I also sometimes am like, "I can't see this, can they?" And then I remember some people watch me on a TV, and I'm like, "Oh gosh, that's weird." And it was funny to me when I first started doing YouTube, and I had, like, my first few tutorial videos up Philip logged into YouTube on our den, which is a projector. So we project on the wall. So it's massive on the wall. And as he did, he was clicking through and it was a recommended video for him. And so he turned it on and I was like, oh my God, that's weird. I'm on TV. Like I mean, I'm not, but I am. And this is so weird to me. It was so confusing to see. So anytime he logs into, which we're mostly logged into his YouTube on our TVs. So anytime he's scrolling through, usually my videos pop up. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so weird. And then it was even weirder to actually be on TV with Lego Masters. I was like, what? Life is so interesting, you know. Um, so Bev and Missy, I saw that you both responded to my poll about do you play the Pokemon the card game? So you both said yes. I'm curious, do you play the like virtual version or do you actually play with physical cards? And if so, where? Like, whereabouts are you doing that? I went to Awesome Books and Comics to learn. And then they had a fun thing on Pokemon Day over the weekend. And then I went to Dragon's Lair on Tuesday. So every Tuesday night they have a game night. So if you are interested, I started going. I think I'm going to try and keep going somewhat regularly. When you go, they give you a little pack or two little packs that have like 3 cards each. So it's a fun way to build your collection even further. And then there's a judge there who judges their tournaments. And he's super nice. His name's Marshall. You don't play the card game. You have a small selection of cards. Gotcha. Okay, so if it's something that you ever decide that you want to do, let me know, and you can come with me, and it'd be fun um, to introduce you to my new nerdy Pokemon friends that play the card game too. So, I also was just curious on like if you collect the cards or buy them or whatever. You haven't played the card game in like 25 years, but you would play it at your friend's house. Nice. That's really fun. Yeah, I wasn't sure because I was like, I know you play Pokemon Go because we're obviously friends on there, which is so fun. I've really enjoyed that. But now that I'm playing the card game, I was like, oh, that's other friends in town that I know. So anyway, really nice, friendly people that I experienced at the first thing. Actually, let me take that back. I was friendly to everyone. A lot of them just don't know how to chat with people casually, and so we it wasn't like, hey, welcome, here's how it works. Like I had to ask a ton of questions to figure out how it works. No one was rude by any means. I think just like they're not used to someone being new to the group, and so it made me want to be there next time so that if someone's new I could be like, hi, welcome, here's how you get in and what you do and whatever, just because I think it's just some of those barriers make it hard for people to do so. Oh, you want friends in Pokemon Go? Well, y'all should connect for sure. So Missy and Bev, Ben, who's Lego Fan Bubba, is also Lego Fan Bubba on Instagram. And so that's one way you could connect through like DM if you wanted to share. Because you're welcome to share in this chat, but I know that like I personally wouldn't share my code information in these things because I don't necessarily know everyone that always joins these. Um, so yeah, up to y'all. Okay, this is interesting. So I built this like front bumper section, and it has clips on the back. And here on the front, we have these red clips, and that's going to clip in, but it allows it to be at an angle. So that's actually kind of cool. It's an interesting little angle approach. Which, okay, here's a great example. Today, when I was building the little Pikachu, I was trying to figure out how to get the head to be angled up, but the body to be like curved, because I kind of mirrored it after this large one. And at first, I was trying to use one of the hinge pieces that like you clip on and then it moves like this. And then I realized, no, actually, I want to use clips. That's this technique, right? So I guess there are techniques in here that like I do use in other builds. I just, yeah, didn't realize. Speaking of which, I'm at a stopping point. This is bag one. So I'm going to show you bag one, then I'm going to run and get my little Pikachu to get your feedback. Bag one looks like a rectangle section of a car. I'm just not It's not my fave so far. I do like this detail here of the, like, shiny silver, like, pearlescent silver, bar on the side, so that'll be a nice little detail of, the vehicle, and I think will be nice to have those pieces, and you get an extra one, so that's always nice too. But so far, it is what it is. Okay, be right back. Ta, ta, ta. I will someday stream from the Lego room again. We'll see. Not sure when. Oh no, his foot fell off. Let me grab his. Oh, here it is. Okay, I've got it, y'all. I've got our little Pikachu. And also, I was trying to figure out tail-wise how I could adjust it because I started with a male Pikachu, but I wanted to see if I could also adjust it for a female. It's such a small tail detail that it's kind of hard to see. All right. Dun, 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 dun. Ah! So you can see I'm going to replace those ears with the ones that have the black painted lines. Here's the super puffy round cheek, and here's the flat round tile cheek. So that's what I want your opinions on. Flat round tile or more like rounded one? So Bev and Missy, without looking at each other or reading each other's answers, tell me left side or right side based on what you're looking at. Left side would be the puffy one, right side would be the flat one. Oh, you both like the flat one. Okay, Ben. Sorry. Oh, yay. Hi, Stefan. Thank you. Which of the two dots, also, hi, welcome. Of the two cheek options, do you have a preference, Stefan? Since you're here, I'd love to know. I'm trying to figure out. I'm gonna film some content. You like the right side, so you like the flat tile. Okay, cool. You are outnumbered severely. Honestly, I was really excited about the puffy cheek, and I was so happy that I found two of them because I don't have a ton in my collection. But I do think the flat tile is probably a little bit better. Okay, so here's the side view to show you. Um, it was super fun to build this little character. So I'm going to film some little content here that has oh my gosh, I'm just obsessed. I'm going to film some content where I do my little kind of mini review of this, and I'm going to show how I got inspired by. I don't know if you were on earlier, Stefan, when you saw, but this piece here is the same piece that I'm using for the face, but it's printed with those black lines, which is perfect. So the moment I saw that piece, I was like, well, this has to be a Pikachu. So, oh my gosh, hi. Okay, lots of people here. Hector, Hector, tell me which cheek. What do you think? Flat one or round one? Or like, yeah, thicker one. Okay, this is gonna. Oh no, no, the feet they keep coming off. So I was able to in my collection have all the pieces I needed to build this, which is great. I a lot of them are clear, so you can see like that. You like the flat one too? Okay. Well, then you and I are alone, and that's okay. So you can see the little clear pieces for the feet. Those are the minifig posing pieces, and then there's that little clear clip. But all the rest is yellow. So for the tail, if I make the top of the tail thicker, like so that it's two plates or like it's a 2 by 2 tile, if you will, then I could do the rounded D-shaped tile twice to make this shape for the female tail. But also, Jody, I don't know if you know this. Pikachus can be male or female, and the way that you know that is their tail. So a male Pikachu has a angled line like this, and the female Pikachu has like the B-shaped one, like I just showed you. The more you know, bing. Oh my gosh, I really love my little Pikachu by my big Pikachu. Then I'm sending you an Instagram message with mine and Bev's Pokemon Go friend codes. Yay! This makes me so happy. Awesome. Good stuff. Stefan, where are you dialing in from? Oh my gosh. It's like we're on a radio show. Where are you calling in from, caller? I'm in a very silly mood. Y'all have caught me at a moment. So yes, I will do the flat tile for the cheeks. Thank you so much. Really good to get your senses too. So first time color. Awesome. Yeah, so forgive me if I know you and I don't know your screen name. I am terrible about like making the connections between screen names, especially when they're different on YouTube versus Instagram versus TikTok. I really don't use TikTok much anymore, but Genmark, yay! Okay, cool. But yeah, like sometimes I'm like, I think I know this person and I don't, and then vice versa, where like I've known them for years and I just didn't realize. I'm glad that you understood the twinkle twinkle, the more you know. Pew. Yes, that's exactly what I was doing. That makes me so happy. Okay, let's continue building this silly little car from the Batman. Also, since we have different people in the chat than we had yesterday, tell me, do you like Batman? And if so, tell me which Batman you consider your Batman. Like, what's the one that comes to mind or that you think of when you think of Batman? And I'm always curious to understand like different people's experiences. Yesterday we had someone on the in the chat who's my friend Tam in the chat who's like I don't know 10 or 15 years younger than me, and their experience was that they grew up with the Batman as Batman, and I was like, oh, that's so interesting because I grew up with 1989 Michael Keaton Batman as mine. So yay! Yes, you're from the motherland. Oh, your favorite superhero. Okay, that's really cool. I love to hear that. So your favorite superhero. So you probably have some strong opinions, and I would love to hear them. Do you have a specific Batman that you love? Um, is it like a love of Batman from comics lore, or is it a love of Batman from the animated series ones, or from the movies, the live action? Like, where does that all fit for you? And since we've got a lot of new folks from yesterday, I'll share a little bit of my kind of history and lore with Batman. So I grew up watching and devouring Batman the Animated Series. I love it so much. It's so, so much fun. The Lego Batman, yes! I'll come back to that in just a second because I would also mostly agree. So I grew up watching and loving Batman the Animated Series. I have so many fond memories of watching it with my older brother, and he's one of my favorite humans, and we're super close, and so that's fun to just have that nostalgia. And then remember fondly watching and rewatching and rewatching Batman 1989 Batman with Michael Keaton. And I remember having to rewind our VHS tape to rewatch it over and over and over again. And just loved it. And then, of course, all of the other iterations of every movie I've loved and enjoyed. But my Batman, I would think of as Michael Keaton, first and foremost. So pause on my storytelling to show you this really weird shaped piece. This is one I've never seen before. So it has an axle hole that goes all the way through. It's got like a rounded bit that almost looks like it could be like a chair. Like you could just put this in an interesting little chair setup for like a modern home. Yeah, maybe that's what I'll do is I'll take this one apart and make this into like really weird chairs. I don't know. But those slide on the back to create this really interesting shape. Yeah, Michael Keaton, that's the one that I first think of. I also fell in love with Chris. Oh my gosh, I lost his last name, but I know it. And Chris O'Donnell as the Robin, the first Robin. So I am obsessed with Chris O'Donnell Robin. That was just like a big gay awakening for me and for many people in my generation, which is really fun. But also just I loved him in other movies and things at the time. And then really enjoyed all the different villains. I think they're so fun and so fascinating and just fantastic. So those are all pieces of like my Batman history. The Lego Batman movie is honestly one that I will watch nonstop. I think it's hysterical. I think it's the humor is spot on. I love the many, many, many references to so many of the different Batman movies. And I just think it's the best. And Will Arnett is so funny. And now I have a even deeper special connection with Will Arnett. And so like the Lego Batman, of course, will always be there for me as one that's like in my top list. So I'm gonna read through the chat real quick, and then I'll share a little bit more. So, um, let's see, Lego Batman. Okay, it's all of them. Fair enough. Really depends. The movies are great, but I also like the Long Halloween and the Killing Joke. But as long as it's Batman, I'm ready. Well, maybe not Snyder's version. That's fair. I've heard that from a lot of people, and I don't disagree, actually. Of course, Lego Batman is always fun. 100% on the Lego Movie. Yes, right. Like Lego Movie 2. I actually really enjoy Lego Movie 2. I know a lot of people don't, but I thought it was really fun and silly and campy and dumb, and I love it. And Batman plays such a big role in it, which is so fun. But the Lego Batman movie and Lego Movie 1, I could play on loop and just giggle the whole time and have a blast. So I really enjoy both. Obviously, having been on Lego Masters with Will Arnett as our host was incredible. So now I love Lego Batman even more. But during our episode where we did the Batman challenge, we got to pick our Batman from the era that we wanted to build from, and John and I decided together that our hope was to pick the one that we got, which is great, and that's the 1960s classic Batman, just because of our build style and the vibrant colors and campiness of it all. So that was our favorite to get to build from. But my second choice was the Lego Batman movie because the prompt was build a Batmobile. It didn't have to be a car. It just had to fit within the universe of the era that we selected, and then we had to have it connect to a villain from that era as well, and we had to present it as if it was a car salesman, as if we were like trying to sell the car. So very silly, ridiculous fun. And honestly, I thought the Lego Batman movie would be so perfect because you could just do anything and it would fit because every type of vehicle was already in that such a silly movie, right? So yeah. Okay, this is another really interesting piece. So there's like a flat bit here on the bottom. It's really hard to tell because it's black, but you can. There we go. That's a better angle. So this part is raised and angled, and then it's got that little flat piece kind of sticking out the side. Let's see. What's your opinion on the Flash movie that brought Michael Keaton back? And then, yes, they should make more Lego movies and Ninjago and Batman. Yes to that, for sure. I would love to see more of them. I think they were hysterical and so much fun, and I feel like it should have never ended. So maybe it'll come back. I do know that a couple years ago, actually, maybe even within the last year, Lego was hiring for a person to run their entertainment division. And the job description talked about like working with media and possibly the creation of different movies and things. And I just thought about things like the Pharrell movie, which was really, really fun. If you didn't watch it, I highly recommend. Um, just very interesting documentary with such an interesting style. Not documentary, biopic, I guess. Not even biopic. I don't know what you'd call it, but it was really cool. Um, but then the Lego animation side of it just made it even more fun to watch. So yeah, so I anticipate that we'll get some other films. I'm curious as to what they'll be. So I know they announced a Friends um, musical series that they're going to create, and not series, movie that they're going to create. And then Hector asked about the Flash movie and the connection with Michael Keaton. I actually really liked that movie. I think that was the most recent one, right? But in the that was the last in the Snyder universe before they switched over. Is that right? I liked it. I thought that he was good in it, and I thought it was interesting to have the different kind of eras of characters, like or the different universes coming colliding, similar to what we saw with Marvel, right? I thought it was kind of fun with that, but I also we're more of a Marvel family than we are a DC family, and so I'm much more caught up on a lot more of the story within the Marvel universe, to where um, some of it with the DC universe just I wasn't as aware of. So I was like, I felt like I was learning as I was watching them, all of those movies. I didn't mind the Snyder ones; they weren't my favorite. I loved Wonder Woman, and I actually really enjoyed Wonder Woman 1984. And it wasn't my favorite by any means, but I don't think it deserved the hate that it got. Um, so yeah, that's my take. I would love to hear others' take on it too. So yes, they should. Oh yes, yeah. Stefan, did you see? I'm sure you've seen those movies, and if so, did you like, or what was your thought on that too? If you want to answer Hector's question, and Hector, you should answer your own question too. um, so anybody else have a Batman that you see as your Batman that you'd want to answer? I have a follow-up question for y'all too, because when you join my live streams, you have to answer questions. It's kind of like if you come over to our house for a game night or anything. My background is in workplace facilitation and leadership training and coaching, and so this is how I live life. I pepper people with a million questions. Sometimes my husband's like, "Seriously, we're doing this again?" Like, "Yes, yes, we are, and you're going to be a good husband and participate." You haven't watched the new Flash one, you might at some point. I thought it was good. I thought it was fun. Also, my opinion on things tends to be, "Oh, that was good. That was nice." Like, I don't tend to have a lot of strong negative reactions to things. Um, I if I loved it, I will have a very strong positive reaction to it. Um, Also, complete side note, but while we're here and I'm building, I should talk about the build. um, I'm actually really enjoying this back part of the build. So the shaping is interesting and it's catching my attention in a fun new way. So I think this part will be more interesting. I think maybe it was just the boring nature of the beginning parts of the build for me, but this feels a little bit more exciting. So that's fun and interesting parts usage. Like right now, I'm putting on skates that are that pearlescent silver, which is fun, on these hinge pieces. So it's creating a little bit of like uh, what would you call that? Pistons inside the car? I'm not sure. Something on the engine. Let's see. I enjoyed the movie also, but wish they had more of the different Batman cameo. Agreed. I do remember that and being like, I was waiting for it, and then there was less of it, and I was like, but why would they just do like the one or two? Because they just had that one, or did they also have Ben Affleck? I can't remember. Which he was already in that universe, wasn't he? I can't fully remember now. Um, It's interesting when I think through DC versus Marvel, and I say, like, we're more of a Marvel family because so much of growing up, I was more of a DC kid. I didn't really read comics. The comics that I voraciously read comics, but the ones I read were Garfield and Calvin and Hobbes. And there was a shoot off of Garfield that was like farm animals. I can't remember what they were called. That I also loved. So I read those, but not the you know superhero comic books. I don't think my parents probably would have let me, to be honest, because they're so dark. Did you watch the Penguin TV series? Highly recommend. We started it. We watched one episode, and had intended to continue, but I think the timing that it came out, some other shows came out at the same time, and so we just didn't continue. But we both really liked it at the start. So it was very dark, and um, we loved The Flash. No, just kidding. That's a lie. We loved Arrow and um, Supergirl. Loved those. And I think with Arrow, we fell off towards the end, so we didn't watch all of it, but we did watch most of it and loved Supergirl for sure. And so that was a really fun series. And I think I liked the lighter hearted um vibe that those provided. Like it was not as dark um and gritty, but also Batman tends to be darker and grittier, and I'm usually okay with that for Batman. Um, but I don't think I want all my superhero shows to have that same vibe. So, Missy got you into watching those series, the Arrowverse shows. Yeah, we really enjoyed them. Um, B was, but with all the changes that kept changing the endings. Sorry, the original thing they filmed was Wonder Woman, Henry Cavill, and Keaton or Affleck. Oh, wow! I didn't know that. That is interesting because I knew we knew that the cameos were coming, and I think I remember just being like, "Wow, there were fewer than I thought there would be." But also, I think by the time we watched it, we even knew that it was over. Like they weren't gonna be making more in this range of it. So, um, yeah, I am, a particularly sensitive human, so I get very deeply impacted by, like, violence and stuff, and it sticks with me, and so if I'm gonna watch something that's very serious and heavy, it needs to be, like, probably the only thing I'm watching that's serious and heavy, and everything else has to be super lighthearted and happy, because I don't love, uh, that depth of heaviness, so, yeah. There's that. That's just a truth about me. The new Superman movie is also fun. The new Superman movie won me over for sure. I am thrilled with, him as Superman. Oh my gosh, so good. So, so good. And am very excited to see where that goes. I loved Henry Cavill, and I also loved the other guy that I just lost his name. Who I thought was really, really good as Batman as or Superman as well. Okay, cool little thrusters. That's it. That's all you get to see. Um, but yeah, did you watch Stefan? Did you watch any of the Arrowverse stuff? Yeah, it can just be a bunch or a bit too much for me for sure. You liked Black Lightning. Was that a TV series? I think it was, but I can't remember. Also, was it Blue Beetle that was the guy from Karate Kid? Not Karate Kid, Cobra Kai. We actually really enjoy Cobra Kai. I don't know if any of you watch that. It's funny because there's a lot about it that does not fit for me, but I just really enjoy it for sure. So that's a Saturday morning when we're eating our pancakes or our waffles show. We do pancakes or waffles every Saturday as like a fun tradition. No, you've been watching other series. Okay, yeah. Also, it's impossible to watch everything, right? So totally fair. Um, the guy from Cobra Kai, right? Yeah, we loved Blue Beetle. We were so excited about it, and it was really disappointing to me that he entered the scene right as all of that was ending. So it's like, but I like him. But Daddy, I love him, as the Taylor Swift song says. Um, Yay. Okay, cool. Yeah. Nice little lines there on the side that create that like edge, that sharp edged notch there. Getting close to being done with bag two. Now we just have one left. It's interesting to me. It makes sense to me that the pricing of these are all the same. I am glad they did that because it makes it a little bit more accessible for people. But part of why it's interesting to me is that the piece count is like 100 pieces different. So, not that they price things directly by piece count all the time, but that is a metric that a lot of people care about and think about. So, given that this one's 330 pieces, I think the smallest one is 220 pieces. That felt like a pretty big thing to me for that to be the case. So, um, let's see what else do we have. And now we can get Henry Cavill to do his 40K series. Okay, tell me more. What is 40K? For Batman, I also like the series Gotham. That was another one that we started that we really enjoyed, but also watched like 2 episodes of and then kinda got distracted, with other things. So we we watch a lot of TV in our house. And so that means that, we miss or we see a lot of things, but we're not able to watch every single thing that's out all the time. Um, but yeah, I might put some of these on our list though, because they do sound interesting. Okay, this is a really weird build. This little section here that creates really interesting curves and shapes, but that's going to go on the side, and this is like the back part of the wings. Okay, this is getting to be cooler than I thought. Um, yeah, this is definitely cooler than I thought. Let me just get this in the right spot, and then I'll show you. So you can say, "Wow, it is cooler than we thought." Okay, that's pretty sleek. Yeah. Okay. I'm not mad. All right, that's kind of fun. Warhammer 40K. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Yes. I I'm getting distracted with with everything, y'all. I started to build whenever I build something where there's a mirror image on the other side, like these wings, I'll often try to build both sides at the same time and see if I can get it right. Which is a little bit easier to do when I'm not talking and live streaming. But I did it. Actually did a decent job with it. So okay. Yeah, that's actually okay. That's pretty cool. That's actually really impressive. The, like, wing parts. Okay. Okay, you got me. You got me, Lego. Good job. Okay, last bag. Maybe about 100 pieces left or more. Let's see. There we go. We got some wheels. No surprise there. Got a little I almost said sunscreen. The glass that goes windshield sunscreen. They included sunscreen. It's moisturizing. Okay, hey, Jody, how's your progress coming on the Lego room? Also, that sounded really sarcastic, and I didn't mean for it to. I literally am hoping that you're making good progress, but I realized that it could have sounded like, "Are you doing anything?" Okay, y'all, here is the printed part. 20 years of Lego Batman. Also, another question for y'all gamers out there, are any of you planning to get the Legacy of the Dark Knight game? I highly recommend it. They let us play it during fan media days. We each got to play for about 20 minutes or 10 minutes, which was not long enough at all. And I remember being like, shoot, I really should have waited on the Switch and gotten a Nintendo Switch 2 because Philip got me a Nintendo Switch for Christmas, and then like a week later, they announced that the Switch 2 was coming out that same year, and he said, "Do you want to return this and wait and get the Switch 2 instead?" And I was like, "No, because I've already started Animal Crossing and I'm playing already, so I can't wait." And here I am kicking myself for not waiting because I'm stuck with an old Switch, which I still love and I play all the time, so it's fine. I just would love to get to do Legacy of the Dark Knight. Yay, big success! Okay, get it. That's awesome. That's really wonderful to hear. I'm glad that you could join the live stream and that hopefully it can keep you distracted from the not fun parts of the job. So, for those just joining, Jody is working on organizing her Lego room. All right. So if you're getting Legacy the Dark Knight, when you get these sets, they give you a download code for a free gold variant of the vehicles. So each Batmobile comes with that code that you can download, and then the Bat symbol comes with the code that you can download to get a gold variant of Batman that you can use in the game. And I really want a Switch 2 for lots of reasons. But one reason is because of the Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. So won't be getting one anytime soon, and that's okay. But I'm gonna have to hang on to these instruction manuals so I can keep that code ready to go. I dropped a piece. I have to go spelunking under the kitchen table. Got it. Whew. Good times. You're about to move to the treadmill, in which means the floor can be seen. Hey, okay, that's good. That's really good. Cool, might be the reason for us to upgrade to a Switch too. Honestly, it's really fantastic, and as a Batman lover, I think you will really enjoy it. They, wove in all of the storylines from all of the films, as well as other references, and you basically progress through all of those different storylines. So throughout it, you end up driving every single Batmobile ever, and it actually makes me think and hope that these Batmobiles that we got now are the beginning of a brand new wave of Batmobiles that are all in this scale to where, and this is me hoping, I don't know any inside knowledge, but I'm really hoping that this means that you'll be able to get every single one um, in Speed Champion scale. And I really like this scale. It takes up far less space on our shelves, so I think that's a win for sure. All right, interesting. Is this really how this goes? Yes, yes, it is. So I just put this little this 2x8 across the front here, and you can see it. This bumps out that fender, and that's the thing that was connected with the clips. So it creates a really interesting thing there. So game, yeah, the Legacy of the Dark Knight video game that is the new Batman one coming out. So, oh, kind of like the Star Wars game. Gotcha. Yes. So I've played the beginnings of the Star Wars game. That was one that I bought the moment I got the Switch. Was Lego Star Wars. Was really excited about it, and I started playing it. And then I got Epic Mickey and switched to that for a little bit, and then I got what was the other one? There was something else that then took over, and I just haven't gone back to it yet. Oh, the Lego Ninjago. No, no, the Lego Movie 2 game, which is really fun. Like surprisingly really fun. Oh man. Oh, here we go. Every time I put on stickers, I have to do it with my brick separator because I otherwise get them all kinds of messy. And we've got some stickers here. And these stickers matter to me because they are the control features for the vehicles, and I think they're very well done. Oh, that reminds me. I told you I listened to my interview, or part of my interview, with my dear Lego friends who designed these sets, and I wanted to share more. So, someone asked yesterday what the name was of the designer, the lead designer. Her name's Petra. She's worked for Lego for now 2 years. It was a year and a half when I interviewed her, and she's worked on the superheroes team the whole time, which is really fun. So, one of her first big sets that she got to work on was the Iron Man bust last year, and she also then designed the really, really epically cool um, Batman symbol set. So that was really fun to get to know her. She's great, really kind, really friendly, and just really super talented. And then the graphic designer that was with her is named Mark. He's worked for Lego for 10 and a half years at this point, um, on lots of different teams. His first time being at Fan Media Days was to share and introduce the Marvel CMF line, the first one, which was a huge deal. Hi, Zach. Thanks, Batman Week. It's been so much fun. We've been having such a good time, and thanks for joining when you can. So, um, but yeah, he's worked for Lego for 10 years, more than 10 years now. And he did the graphic design work on those CMFs. And he also did all of the graphic design work for Arkham Asylum and for the Gotham City Mosaic set, the Skyline one, which is fun because we've built both of those. We built half of the Skyline, haven't finished it yet. And then we built the other one, and I had just finished Arkham before we went to Fan Media Days, and so it was fresh on my mind. And I told him, like, the way that I often share review stuff when Philip and I build them together is I will film like 1 minute videos of each bag, or every 2 bags or 3 bags, whenever it seems like there's a reasonable amount to share or something cool to share, in my Instagram stories. And usually we're like watching whatever media fits with whatever set we're building. Because the ones we build together are typically like the pop culture ones. So, for instance, with Jurassic Park, we when we were building the giant T-Rex skeleton, we rewatched all of the Jurassic movies, which we've watched a million times in our house because we love them. But when we were doing the Arkham Asylum, we rewatched the Batman movies from beginning to end. And so yeah, but I told him the level of detail in the Arkham set meant that every bag or maybe even every half bag, I was stopping us to record another video because it was just so cool. And I wanted everyone to see all these details, which had a lot to do with his graphic design work, which is really cool. So he was like super flattered and he's like, you don't have to say that just because I'm in the room. And I'm like, girl, I used to want to be a graphic designer. Like, I highly, highly, highly value this skill. Just tuning in for a bit. Yay, good stuff. Well, I'm happy that you're here, even for a bit. Zach, do you play any video games? I don't know that we've talked about this. And also, we may have talked about this and I forgot. So forgive me if that's the case. Um, as you know, my memory is sometimes not the best. All right. Y'all, we're getting close to finishing this one, which is fun. And then we can move on to the other one and see all three together. All right, we've got some more stickers. Please hold. Dadgummit, that one's crooked. Let's try this again. I have an idea, y'all. I think I should do a live stream of me putting on stickers where I'm completely silent the whole time and you're just watching me put on stickers. I think it would be riveting. I'm pretty sure people would love it, especially if I mess up the stickers and have to redo them. It would be like the most exciting thing to watch. And by that I mean sorry for that painful moment. You're good. We both have the first Nintendo Switch, but I think we have like different games. Oh, that's right. I think we talked about this. Minus the Lego games, of course, yes. Ooh, have any of you played the what's it called? Lego Party? That was really fun. It is very much like Mario Party, but with all Lego stuff. So it's all these like little mini games that you play. But the nice thing is, instead of having the game board element that Mario Party locks you into, you could hop on and play for like 10 minutes and be done. And so I really love that for game nights and like speedy moments and that kind of thing too. Lego stickers ASMR, yes. And the ASMR is just me screaming and yelling profanities every time I mess up. I'm sure that'd be peaceful. Okay. Getting what are these called? Who knows what these are called? The curvy bits that round around the tires. I know it has a name. Um, my mind says hubcap, and I know that's not true because I know what a hubcap is. But that's my anxiety brain saying, I can't remember. Come up with something quick, quick. And it comes up with the wrong thing, inevitably. Oh, it's got off center. Oh no. Ah! Oh my gosh. Okay, fixed. I would think if you're a Lego designer, one of the most satisfying things would be if you're like working for a while on finding the right part and just struggling with it to all of a sudden come across the exact, like, oh my gosh, this is the perfect fix. Like, I think it'd be so interesting to be a Lego designer because they have to go through iteration after iteration after iteration, and that's just not the way I typically build at home. Like, if I'm doing, thank you, if I'm doing a mock, I am building it with the intention of getting it done, right? And I do kind of learn things as I go and make changes and adjustments and stuff, but it's not something I work on for a year plus. And they work on these individual sets for a very, very long time. So I have so much major respect for them, and think that they do incredible work. Still need to pick up that one. I got the one prior, Lego Brawl, gotcha. I think that's what it was called. I think so too. That one was okay, kind of Super Smash Bro. Light with minifigs. I had actually debated getting that one too, and then I was like, I don't know that I'm going to enjoy this all that much. And so I held off on it. But Lego actually sent me a code for Lego Party when it first released. And so I got to have it for free, which was such a gift. So kind. And I've really enjoyed playing it. It's been a lot of fun. It's one that I think Philip could enjoy if he would play with me. He just walked outside so I can talk trash. Just kidding. But he doesn't, he's not much of a video gamer. And so it's something where I'm glad that there's the option to play with people online if you want to. And the nice thing is too, you can play against CPU, and so I can play anytime I want to without having to find somebody as well. But definite pass. You'll have to check out Party. Okay, yeah, yes, it's good. It was pretty good. So all right. So here's something I really like about these sets. In the sets where they keep the hidden sticker, not sticker, printed part that says 20 years, they have something that covers it up that you can easily remove so that if you want to show people, just pop that out. Ta-da! 20 years, it's upside down. I think that's how it's supposed to go though. But anyway, on the other one, it actually releases from the bottom. So launches out. And this one, it's right side up. So maybe I need to flip that on this one. But yeah, I really like that. It's a nice little hidden detail, and it's something where you can easily access it. I think that's something that, to me, when there's hidden details, I want it to be something that I can easily get to. So that goes there. There might even be more that goes on here. We'll see. Now we get these poles. Okay, next Batman question. Oh, let's see. Was there an 1989's Batman Speed Champion set? There wasn't. So that's what I was saying about. This might have been just before you joined, but my hope is that because they're releasing these as Speed Champion scale sets for the 20th anniversary, is that this will be the beginning of a release of all of the Batmobiles in those scales. But I don't know if that's true. What I do know is these are three that they've never released before, so that was a big deal. To my knowledge, and from what I remember from their presentation when they introduced these sets at Fan Media Days, they talked about how it was like a brand new set. What am I have two 1x4 plates. Ah, I found where they go. It's okay. At least it wasn't too buried what I had to do. But yeah, so they haven't done the others in Speed Champions yet. However, since these also come with game unlock variants of the gold versions of them and everything, I suspect and hope that they will. This is, to my knowledge, the smallest one they have so far. And this one was a really satisfying build, but it's about the Speed Champions ones are about 2/3 the size. I need to put them side by side for you to see. Yeah. So I prefer the Speed Champions scale size of them. This is my favorite Batmobile. However, I really wanted the Batman the Animated Series one as well, and debated if that was one I was going to get. So I think it's still for sale. If it's not, c'est la vie, but it might be. That was available last year. It might have retired actually. We'll see. Okay, almost done. We've got 4 more stickers. Save them till the precious ending here, y'all. Good night. Lots of stickers. Okay, and these are gonna go first. So they're going on round tiles. So pro tip, if you're going to put a sticker on a round tile, put the tile on another thing first, because round tiles, when on plates with the studs, can only go in 4 directions, right? There's 0 degrees, 90 degrees, 270, and or 180 and 270. That allows you to have the stickers on where if there's like an up, down, left, or right part of the sticker, you have that oriented perfectly. Because round tiles can also typically stick on. Let me look at how this is supposed to go. They can stick on, or they can connect on to a stud on the middle of them, which means they can rotate in 360 directions. So if you have it attached, or if you don't attach it like this first, then if you ever do attach it to a gridded thing, it could be mispositioned. These don't matter as much. Two of the four hubcaps have a, a symbol on them that make it to where it is important to have them lined up correctly. But and chances are you're not going to take these off and use them for other things. Although the other two could easily be speakers. So those, I think, which also these two don't matter how they're aligned. So I'm saying all this, but I don't know that it's super necessary for you to know. It just that's how I do mine. It matters more for things like a clock, right? Where you have a specific orientation that's up, down, left, or right. With these the symbol is completely round on these last two. So it could really be positioned anyway. So here's the two that I said could be speakers. Boom. They almost even could be records, actually. So yeah, they want us to get the big one. Yes, they do. That's what they're doing, I think. So I think this one, I can't remember if it's still available. I need to go and look at the Batman section of the website. I haven't looked at the stuff that was previously released to see what's still there. I'm assuming, I think the Gotham Mosaic is retired, but I'm assuming Arkham will be there for a while because that was new as of last fall. And then, I don't know about the Batmobiles. So the one that was from the animated series, I think it released around the same time as the Gotham Mosaic, and so that's where I'm concerned it might have already retired. But that's the one that's navy blue. It's gorgeous. It's really, really pretty. All right. It is 2:30 here. So we've been going for an hour and a half, which is longer than I thought for the Batmobiles, but that's okay. This is the one with more pieces. So I think what we'll do is we'll dive straight into the next Batmobile after we take a look at like 360 of all the details. Okay, that's where those 1x4s go. I forgot to put them on. And that makes this fit even tighter in here, which works really well. It's really satisfying. And then the tires here, we've got the two that were the ones I just showed you the stickers for go on the front that have the stickers that are more or less like speakers. And then the other two on the back, this is the pattern that's on them. So it's a little bit different. If it will ever focus, there we go. So like you can see, this one does have an orientation that needs to go left, right, up, or down. So, all right. And these hubcaps stick out quite a bit from the car. Here's our final product. Let's put Batman inside. And then let's take a look at them side by side here. So, all right. Pretty sleek design. Much more impressive once I got past the first bag. The first bag I was really bored with. But also, I think I needed to just get my head in the mode of like, I am building Batmobiles. These are pretty cool, because I was just thinking of it more as like I'm building a car. So, but yeah, like pretty impressive for sure. This one, in comparison to this one, I preferred the build of the first one. It's just more shaped in such interesting ways, right? It has more interesting detail. I love the bat wings on this one better than on this one, although this one fits the vibe of the Batman. Which, side note, in our episode of Lego Masters where we each got an era, I felt really bad for the team that got the Batman era because it's not as iconic in terms of the shape. Like everything was more squared off and boxy, and it just didn't allow for as much freedom for fun, in my opinion. But yeah, so this one, really, really cool. I love the shaping, and I thought this was a really satisfying build. This one was more satisfying once I got past bag one. Let's put Batman inside and see what he looks like posed all together with his vehicle. All right, Robert. Mr. Pattinson, our Pat, get in there. He's not wanting to have his legs Connect. There we go. Oh, come on. He's struggling a bit. Why are we riding the struggle bus? Come on. There we go. Okay. Now we have him in there. So you can see there's room in the passenger seat for you or for Robin. But yeah, decent. I'm a fan. And just to show you the scale comparison with, whoops, with the Speed Champions one, it fits. They're basically the same. Like, it's the right scale, the right size. I like this. So this Speed Champions size scale is pretty cool. So all right, let's move on to our final Batmobile. And while we do, I am going to see if there's any more coffee to refill because clearly I don't have enough energy. And while I'm getting coffee, I'm going to ask my next important question. Who is your favorite villain from Batman? Who is your favorite supervillain from Batman? Sad news, friends. We are out of coffee. Life just got infinitely more challenging. All right. I need to know, has anybody answered in the chat? Who is your favorite villain? You still have an unbuilt version of the Batman Batmobile. Really? Okay, so question. They did create that same Batmobile before? For some reason, I thought it was that this was completely brand new. But I was wrong. The Joker. Okay, and now you have to answer the follow-up question. Why? Why the Joker? I fully support that answer. But I'm just curious to hear from people what it is about a villain that makes them love it so much. All right, 1, 2, 3 bags. 2 giant tires that are outside the bags for this one. And this one also has the gold variant. So here's the vehicle here. I'm just going to show you on the back. You can see in that little box the gold variant option for the in-game. Really, really cool. With the presentation they gave us at Fan Media Days, they allowed us to see in person the only the only constructed solid gold version of the vehicles. So Lego produced all the parts they needed for all 3 of these vehicles in the shiny gold, not pearl gold, but the shiny gold, chrome gold, and built them. And we got to see them in person, and they were handling them with incredible amounts of care with gloved hands because you don't want those to get gross and spotty. And they had these disclaimer signs that they said in your fan media stuff, you have to make sure this is showing that says this is not available for sale and is only for this reveal. But they're really cool. It was really, really neat. So, okay, so right now you're playing Lego DC Supervillains in order to prepare for Legacy of the Dark Knight. Awesome. I love that, Anthony. I downloaded that recently and I'm very excited to play it. I haven't gotten into it yet because I've been playing a number of other games, and I kind of like to work my way through a storytelling game first. And Philip got me Mario Galaxy and Mario Odyssey. So I started Galaxy already and am working my way through that. But I may pause and switch to the DC villains one. We'll see. The chaos he brings, yes, Joker brings the best chaos, and you really can't have Batman without the Joker. 100% agree. I think that's abundantly clear, and it was made especially clear in the Lego Batman movie, of course. The entire storyline there was around that, which I thought was fun. Here's the cape that we're getting for this Batman. Hi, sweetie. Penny is coughing. Penny is our pup. She is 14. So a lot older than a puppy, and she's been having some issues where she's got these coughs that come up. That's been tough because we hear it all the time, and there's nothing we can do. We've brought her to lots of different doctors, and we're trying different things, but But yeah, so sorry if you can hear that because I can be a little sad. Okay, Jody says the Lego Batman Joker is your favorite because he just wants to be the one. Yes, right? Like I loved it. It was so silly and stupid and fun. And what such an incredible opportunity to make that his motivation throughout the whole movie. I thought it was so funny. Okay, real quick, let's take a look at our minifig. Here is Batman from Ben Affleck version Batman versus Superman. Nice printing here on the torso and legs. And then when we flip him around, we've got some nice back printing and we get another Ben Affleck face, which is Ben Affleck enough. Yes, thank you. Thank you for the heart for putting hearts. So she is named after a character from Happy Endings, which was a short-lived TV show that we loved, named Penny Hearts. So she's Penny Hearts' dog, which is fun. Um, okay, so we've heard the Joker, and then specifically the Lego Batman Joker, which fully support that as your answer. I love that so much. Yesterday, we heard some people say, actually, I think Hector said, who's on the chat today, Poison Ivy, and specifically referenced Uma Thurman's version, which was really fun. And then we also heard the Joker, of course. I said, and this is from the movies. So if I'm thinking about villains from the movies, I would say Catwoman, Michelle Pfeiffer in particular, loved her. And I would also say the Joker, and that would be specifically the Jim Carrey Joker. No, just kidding. The Riddler. I messed up the names because I was thinking about positioning this cape on correctly. I loved the Jim Carrey Riddler and thought that was a really fun villain. But my newest favorite villain from Batman is actually Clayface, which I talked about yesterday on the stream. And there's a whole lot of really deep information that you can learn about Clayface's backstory in Batman the Animated Series that completely won me over for him. So you'll have to watch that one. It's really fun. The two episodes are really interesting. You want Willem Dafoe as Joker? Oh my gosh, yes. You think he could make a great Joker, and the main reason why you like Willem is as your second favorite actor is because he brings so much characters to life. He does. He is creepy and such a great super villain. I think he would be a fantastic Joker and such a different take on that than what we've seen. So that'd be really fun and interesting to see. Let me check. I just got a text from Philip. Oh, okay. He is at Walgreens and was asking about getting a pill organizer for Penny because now all three of us need them. Jim Carrey as Joker could be fun. Yes, he was fantastic. So if you haven't seen, for anybody who hasn't seen the old school 1990s movies, the Jim Carrey one with him as the Joker was really fun and wacky. And was that the one with the penguin? I don't think it was. No, that was the one with Two Face because it was Tommy Lee Jones. I almost said Tommy Lee Curtis. Oh my gosh, that's a different person altogether. That's not even a real person. Tommy Lee Jones as the Two Face, right? Yeah, and he was pretty interesting too. It was a really fun movie. So William Dafoe is amazing. Agreed, agreed. Okay, favorite villains you forgot yesterday. Definitely from the campy Batman, Egghead, and King Tut. Okay, yes, Zach, those are great answers. I love that. Yeah, what I loved about, or one of the things I loved about the Lego Batman movie is how they wove in so many of the ridiculously stupid villains that are actual real super villains from the comics. And how if you Google it, you will find And if you look it up on Wikipedia, actually, you will find such interesting information about the wide range and variety of really bizarre characters. Okay, this vehicle build is doesn't have like a build chassis that like you start with. Everything is brick built, and I like this so much better because of that. That's really fun. Jack Nicholson Joker was also really great. Agreed. And I think because of the nostalgia I have for that movie, he will always be my standard that I probably compare the other villains to, even though the vibes are so different from movie to movie. So. Rest in peace, Val Kilmer, your favorite Batman of all time. Yes, that I would agree that I wouldn't agree that he's my favorite, but I would agree with the rest in peace. That was really sad news to hear. Stefan, what are you laughing about? Oh, Condiment King, right? Yeah. Like, are you kidding me? The wide range of just stupid characters I love. I just think it's so very funny. The types of characters that they wove into that. So super fun, super duper fun, and I love that there's even a reference where, they say something like, "No, really, Google it," or something. I can't remember what it was. That I feel like there's something in the Lego Batman movie where they make a reference to, like, "No, for reals, look it up." Like, you'll be surprised. Um, okay, let's see. Okay, so this is fun. We're getting the pieces that will, I think the wheels will attach to, and it's all like Technic belts. So a different vibe than what we had before. And Technic is also something that I don't typically build a ton with. And I started building more with it after Lego Masters. I learned a lot about stability and using Technic for stability. And so I have more of a use of it now than I did before. But a lot of times when I think of Technic, I think of only using it for like moving parts and stuff, and that's not the case. There's a lot of really important uses that we see in a lot of sets. So I like opportunities like this where you see and learn a different way to do it. So and also like a different reason why you might do it. I mean, if they tried to remake Batman Forever in today's standards, it wouldn't be the same without Val Kilmer as Batman because no one can top his performance as Batman. No one. Interesting. I loved his performance, and it fit the vibe of that movie, and I really enjoyed that for sure. But the Michael Keaton one has my heart, and I think so much of that was he was my first Batman. So so that's where I'm at with it. But I do remember really liking Gulkhammer. I also remember when that first came out being like, why would they change Batman? Like I was so confused and frustrated that they made a new Batman and it didn't make any sense. And then I remember watching it and being like, oh, actually I really like him. He did a good job. So it's a very different vibe than Michael Keaton for sure. So you know what's funny is I have yet to meet anybody that said George Clooney was their favorite Batman. Sorry, George. All right, here we go. More fun. So this is just simply building out the chassis. I don't even know if chassis is the right word that you would use here, but that's the word I'm using. That kind of connects the whole vehicle together. Um, the vibe feels right to me for the vibe. What am I saying? There was something I was going to say with that. Oh, the build process feels right to me. It's more fun and enjoyable to actually create the whole structure, in my opinion. And it also teaches you a little bit more about stability as you're building. So I'm enjoying this process a little bit more than the beginning of the last one. So, and the first one, I think it started with a little bit of a chassis, but it wasn't like a huge piece. And so it didn't feel like so much of the vehicle was built around or on that. Also, I have a ton of these pieces in my collection, and I rarely use them. And I find almost every time I'm building vehicles, if you build the whole thing itself, as opposed to having something pre-built for the start of the vehicle, that you do end up using them quite a bit. So I'm like, oh, maybe I need to find. I'd like to find other uses for it other than vehicles, since I don't enjoy vehicle building as much. Um, but I do see that they have a purpose. And also, your number one favorite actor of all time is George C. Scott, who is a Broadway stage actor, and he was also known for playing the role of General George Patton, one of your favorite performances. That is so fun. I will have to look him up. I probably know who he is, but the name isn't ringing a bell. We are a huge theater nerds in our house and love Broadway, so I'm sure I know him. I just like there's nobody in my head that's coming to mind. So, and I have a terrible memory, so chances are that once I see a picture of him, I'll be like, "Oh yeah, I absolutely know who that is." What did he play in what show or movie did he play General George Patton? And also, what other things has he played on Broadway, if you remember? Right. So we got these stickers. Oh, I didn't show you the stickers. So here's two of the four, and here's the other two. This was the sticker sheet. So I just put these on, and they're going to be like the um, information on the inside of the vehicle that he like types in the movie Patton from 1970. Awesome. I will have to look it up. Thanks for the info. That's cool. I always love to see. It's always interesting to me to hear like people's love of films or things that they enjoyed that you're like, wow, I've never experienced that, or I don't know anything about that. Like, so cool to me that there's so many different subcultures in the world. Okay, here's where we get the secret tile in this one, which is interesting because it's like inside where he might sit, possibly. So, but also on this one, it might have been harder for them to find another place to hide it. And I think this is going to go like right where he sits. That's so. This one won't. This one may not follow the same standard of the other ones, being able to pop open where you can see the 20 years of Batman pretty easily. But it could just be like you remove Batman and you see him. I'm interested to see where they place that. The thing that we went to in London was so cool, and we got to see a lot of the Batmobiles. And other bat vehicles. And so, like, one that was really interesting to see was the motorcycle. One of the motorcycles from one of the films. I can't remember which, but that was really really cool. And getting to see these up close and in person, just it's awesome. It's awe-inducing for sure. Really, really impressive vehicles. So one of my favorite photos that we have from our Lego Master season is a picture of all of us standing really close and like looking closely at the 1989 Batmobile that they had that Will Arnett drove in on. It's just like such a fun, silly memory that we got to experience, and I just remember being so amazed that we got to be in the presence of the actual Batmobile from 1989, the one that to me screams Batman and is so iconic. So that was really, really fun. All right, almost done with bag one. And we just got two more. And I see some other things in the chat. I'll have to look in a second. Once I get these last pieces on. Okay, I like these slipped pieces. I have a bunch of them in navy blue, and I might have some in black as well that I got for my Wicked project that I worked on. And we ended up not using them I ended up not using them in the project after all. And so I have a bunch left over, which is really cool. So I need to find a really cool use for them. I had gotten them because we were going to make another piece for Makara to wear that was the monkey wings. And was really exciting to see. Okay, cool. Done with bag one. Interesting build so far. I'm loving the shape, how it kind of goes in on the left and right, using those really interesting shaped pieces. The hidden detail is on the inside of that 20 years of Lego Batman, and you can see those two stickers on the inside. I'm glad this one only has 4 stickers total, and it looks like we went sticker heavy to least stickers in the way that we went through these. Um, so yeah. um, if there's any Lego Batman set that I would like Lego to remake, it's the Batman Forever Batmobile, because I want to play scale one that would come with Jim Carrey's Riddler and Chris O'Donnell Robin. Yes, please. Can we please make that happen, Lego? That would be amazing. That's also where I really wanted them to have an additional minifig with all of these, so it wasn't just the Batman that you were working with, but that you also got like a villain or something. Okay, bag two. Let's move on. It is 252, so I think we're making quicker progress through this one than we did through the last one. Anthony, what types of things do you like to build? And the same question goes for anybody else on the feed. What are the types of things that you like to build? And then also, since Anthony brought up musicals, or brought up Broadway, does anyone have any specific Broadway shows that they love that they want to share with the room? It's like show and tell. We obviously are big Wicked fans here, but there's a million Broadway shows that we love. We've seen a lot of them, especially if you count the ones that travel through the Broadway Across America tours. We have subscriptions to that, and so have gotten to see a lot of really great shows over the years. But the ones that we've seen in New York have all been incredible. They haven't really made that many Robins, have they? They haven't. Very few. And Robin is one of my favorites, one of my favorite superhero characters. And so I would love for them to make more of him. There were a handful of ones that were a little bit more like the classic Batman series ones in the past. And then, of course, the Lego Batman movie. There's a bunch of that minifigure in a lot of different variants, but not a ton of figures. So your favorite line from Batman Forever to you is you see that I'm Bruce Wayne and Batman, not that big. Let me read this again. My favorite line from Batman Forever is you see that I'm Bruce Wayne and Batman, not that because I want to, but because I choose to be. Yes. It really is a great movie. Maybe I need to rewatch. Actually, now I need to rewatch all of them. But I feel like I need to rewatch some of the 1989, 1990 ones. Those first 3, and maybe 4. The George Clooney one. I love George Clooney, but it was camp to the max for sure. Which sometimes I love. Let's see. They should make a Batman CMF series again. Yes, please. Habitats, yes. I love that. Ooh, it'd be really fun to do a Habitat series of just Batman and do one from each era. I love that. Okay, vehicles and buildings. Okay. You like vehicles. Interesting. The larger vehicles or like this scale, what style do you like? Hector has joined my build community actually all last year and built alongside me with a lot of them, which has been a lot of fun. If you're new to my feed and didn't know, I run a build challenge monthly, and I introduce a tutorial to teach you how to build something cool, and then you are meant to incorporate that build technique into your build somehow. So this month, the deadline is March 15th, so you've got some time still to participate if you're interested. The build challenge tutorial this month is learning the 2x5 rule, which is a way that you can build sideways partway through your builds. So you're switching the direction of your builds. And it's a very specific technique. So if you're interested in learning that technique, and or participating in the build challenge, you can watch my short reel on it. It's on Instagram, and I also posted it here on YouTube in my YouTube Shorts. And then you can submit your builds either through Instagram, or if you're not on Instagram, you can submit them in the Discord. So lots and lots of fun. We have a good time. It's a wonderful group of very supportive builders who love to learn and grow together, which is really cool. And we have a really good time. So yeah, have been thinking about what it is that I am going to build for my own prompt that I created for y'all. So I still need to figure that one out for me. But yes, definitely recommend joining if you have a chance and are interested. You don't have to be an expert Lego builder by any means. You just have to have a desire to learn. Um, so yeah, there's my spiel. If you have any questions, ask Hector or me or anybody. Actually, ask me. I don't want to put that on Hector. All right. Okay. So those weird parts that I showed you before that were in black on the last vehicle, we're getting them in dark bluish gray here. And when you put them connected side by side, whoops, they fly across the room. When you put them side by side, it makes really interesting shape. That's kind of fun. Let's see. Fun fact, I was actually born in Georgia, where many old school movies were filmed in the 80s. That's very true. Lots of movies filmed there, and that's really fun. You don't know that many Broadway shows, but we streamed Hamilton a bunch of times. Don't know if that was Broadway show. It was, and it's fantastic. And when I say Broadway, I also mean West End or anything that would be like professional theater. And then love Wicked, but my favorite Broadway musical is Sweeney Todd. Of course it is. That does not surprise me, and that's really fun. You hope to get your build for the challenge done this weekend. Yay! Awesome. Thanks, Stefan. Excited that you're building along too. Speed Champions vehicles. Okay, so yeah, you and I are different. We have very different build styles and interests in building. So that's fun. Um, yeah, I don't typically build a lot of vehicles, and this has been an interesting process to have some to build here that are the Batmobiles. And I will say that as soon as they started doing Speed Champion builds that were connected to movies, I got much, much more excited for them. I built my first one, I think. Actually, my first one was our neighbor was giving away a Speed Champion set. And so I said, I will be happy to. And it was right before Lego Masters, I think. And so it was a good opportunity to practice building something I don't normally build. And then I also, at that same time, bought the Speed Champion scale 007 vehicle. And that was really satisfying to build as well. And also, I built right before Lego Masters to prep. Um, and okay, cool. So this windscreen or windshield has some printing on it. That's pretty cool. Yay, Bev says, I finished my challenge build. Awesome. You put a tap light behind it so the stained glass window would glow. I am so excited to see it, Bev. I love that you're doing the stained glass like we talked about yesterday. That's really cool. And I love that you're lighting it up for photos and stuff. Um, that's cool. I hope that everybody will learn something new through these challenges. That's one of my goals. My background is education. I used to work in higher education with university students and really love and am passionate about learning. And so I enjoy any opportunity I can to learn and grow myself, as well as to help others learn and grow. So that's part of what fuels my desire to run things like build challenges, and it makes me very happy when people want to lean into that learning and growth too. So, but in order to do that, you have to be willing to be vulnerable and try something new and put yourself out there. And so that's why it's also important to me to create a supportive community of other builders who are going to give positive and encouraging feedback to each other so that people can learn and grow together and not feel like they have to be perfect when they enter the room, because none of us are perfect. I don't know what that song is, but it's true. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. You really enjoy minifigs castles, okay? Yeah, or minifig scale. Interesting. I started minifig scale, and I still really love it, especially for the storytelling. And we collect so many minifigures, so that fits for us too. But I enjoy more character building. Like this sculpt made me so happy. I just had so much fun with it. So That's where my heart lives right now. Let's see, what else do we have? You're actually making a mock for superheroes and Star Wars with your separate mocks. That's really fun. Hopefully, you win for best Lego build in the new episode of Lego Masters Builds. That's fun. What is Lego Master Builders? I haven't heard of that, um, but I'm curious to know. That's really neat. Um, is it some online? I'm guessing it's an online competition type thing. And I would also say, if you don't win first place or best build, that doesn't mean that your build wasn't good. So know that a lot of times there's luck involved in those things. A lot of times there's a lot of factors that factor into that kind of stuff. So okay, a few more pieces, and then we will move on to bag 3. I was just thinking, whoa, we're almost done with this build. And then I was like, no, that's not true. You're almost done with bag 2 of this build. And when I looked at it, I was like, this doesn't look like it's almost done. Something's wrong. Lego Master Builders is a Lego Build Challenge series. That's awesome. Is it online? Is it on YouTube? Is it um, in person? Where do you find this? Um, I hadn't heard about it. And I'm curious if there's other people in our Lego Masters community who are involved. A couple of years ago, I participated in an online build challenge called Brick Masters that was put on by my friend Nine Brick City on Instagram, and she's not really all that active on there anymore. As well as I think weirdly sometimes you don't see people in your feed anymore, so that may be part of the problem too. But that was a lot of fun. So it's on television. Wait a minute, Lego Master Builders. Okay, wait, Anthony, are you? I know what Lego Masters is. I was on season 5 of the US Lego Masters, so is that what you're talking about? Um, or is it, um, are you on a Lego Masters show right now that's airing right now? Because if so, I didn't know that there was another one airing. Which also, it depends on what country you're in and all the different types of things as well. So sometimes episodes or challenges or whatever happen. But yeah, you are. That's awesome. Okay, cool, Anthony. I didn't know that. That's fun. Which season are you on? I'll have to watch if I can. Let's see. Okay, so this is an interesting technique. We're using these little things that go over the shoulders of a minifig usually, and they're putting the what do you call that? The skate, the roller skate on the bottom, and that way it can go underneath like this. And it attaches like that, but you can't put a stud over it. So something else will have to cover over that to keep it there. Right now they're filming season 7. Oh, that is so fun. Yes, it was. You joined in on that one as well. That's really fun. Um, okay, Anthony, is your season airing right now? And are you in season 6 or are you in season 7? I'm a little confused. So sorry if I missed some of what you're saying, but that's really cool. Congrats. What country are you from? I'd love to look it up and see if there's any way for us to watch it. One of the things that's been such a joy about being a part of Lego Masters is getting to know the global community of other Lego Masters around the world. And it's been so fun because everyone's been so kind and welcoming. And it's been so neat to hear about the similarities and differences between everybody's experiences. So you're in the US. Okay, I'm super confused. What is this Lego Masters Fox that you're talking about? So you're on the new season of Lego Masters Fox in the US, which would be season 6. Wasn't that challenge so fun, Jody? I had such a good time with it, and it really pushed me out of my comfort zone, which I loved. You love that challenge with her. She's had a lot going on in the last few years with her doggies. Yeah, I remember seeing a lot of that. And I hope that she's doing okay because I know that those dogs have been through it, and that means she's also been through it. She has such a big heart, and it's hard to watch anybody have any challenges with their pups. Okay, how does this work? This goes like this. Okay. All right, interesting. So this is the top of the vehicle that has a little hinge, and it's going to go like this and curve down in order to open and close to put the minifigure on the inside. So it creates a really nice, sleek top that's curved at the top, but opens well and easily too. So yeah, one of the things I remember loving about that challenge was doing the last. I think it was the last, or it might have been one of the earlier. Actually, I think it was one of the earlier prompts, but it was to build, was it to build a parade float, or is that what I built? I thought it was to build a parade float, but it might have been just to build, like, a moving something that has moving parts to it, and I remember having so much fun and also having so much difficulty figuring out how to get my parade float to move and also have moving parts kinda connected and working together effectively, so, it was a really, really good experience to, like, push me out of my comfort zone with builds, so all right, so those pieces that I showed you that go underneath, they are covered with, there's a clip and then the gun that holds right here. So that's what's going to hold those in place and keep them from falling apart. So that's pretty cool. All right. So we're using some interesting hinge parts here too. That's going to create something that like is shaped interesting on the back. So I'm curious as to how this all looks once we're done. But it's an interesting technique. So right now we started with these hinge pieces that can go down like that, right? And then we've got these hinge pieces, and those are going kind of on the front of that a little bit. And then we're going to put another row of the larger hinge pieces that I showed at the beginning. So these behind it. So creating some odd engine type detail. So it was so great, really got me in building in any way. I love that. And me too, honestly. It really did. And so, and I remember it was right around when we moved into this house. And so we had just gotten unpacked a little bit and it felt chaotic and all the things. But it was like also a buoy for me. It like gave me something to focus on that was fun and positive and different. So I really enjoyed how it stretched me. It really stretched my creativity and all kinds of things. So yay! I should ping her and say hello. It's been a while. All right, and then yeah, this is interesting. So I'm guessing we're attaching all these things, but they're gonna probably like curve down on the left and right. So in just a minute. Ah, and now okay, this is cool. So we're using these shield pieces like that on the back here too. And those are going to add some additional visual detail. And it's also kind of making it to where everything is connected so that the hinges actually move together when you move them, as opposed to having to move them all separately, or the left side and the right side anyway. I don't know if that's making any sense in the way I'm saying that, but you'll see in a second once I'm done with this part. So, all right. So, and then we have this here, and this goes. Oh, cool. Okay. So this is interesting shaped for sure. All right, so we have all that here. Very interesting shape, and then they curve down. So that creates like a really odd, sleek, curved shape. That's really fun. That was really cool. Oh, yay! You made a gay pride float with all the Muppets. Jody, I'm gonna have to go back and see that. I'm sure I saw it when you did, but like, it's not crossing my mind, and I love that so much that you did that. It was a really fun challenge, and I really enjoyed it for sure. Okay, so but yeah, and my float, I think it was like different. Uh, it was like different, themes of Lego, the way that I did my float. Okay, so now we're putting on the tire hubcap things, and it has a very specific way to put them on, so I wanna make sure that I'm doing this right. Um, oh, and there's different hubcaps, some that have holes through them and some that don't, so I have to make sure I'm using the right ones. Okay, this one, okay, is gonna go here. This is confusing, y'all. Okay, and then what is going on here? Did they send me the wrong one? I think they did. Whoa, that doesn't normally happen. Okay, we'll see in a minute. And then this one goes on here. Okay, so these both have holes all the way through them. The other ones that we put on won't. So that's an important distinction. And these ones go on the back. Whoops. Oh no. What fell? What is that? Oh, this little gun fell off the side. Okay, so these go on the back, and we put them on like this. It probably goes up a little bit. Okay, cool. And then slide on, you use a bushel or a bushing to keep it on the axle. And if you don't know what a bushing is, I will show you. A bushing looks like this. It's a round piece that has the plus shape on the inside. So that's going to go on an axle. And it helps you keep axles on, or it helps you lock things onto axles. It helps you space things on axles if you need to have like multiple things in a row, all kinds of stuff like that. But that's important because these axles in the back don't twist, and so you have to have this round version of the wheel that has the hole straight through in order for it to actually fit on appropriately. Hmm? Do what? Sure. Um, yeah, and I'll show the folks over here that in just a minute. Philip just found some really fun um, McDonald's mugs that I got. I think were those mine? No, they were yours. Oh, his mom brought them for us. So I had them when I was growing up. They disappeared. He also had them when he was growing up, and his mom saved them and she gave them to us. And they are old school uh, Batman Forever mugs, glass mugs from McDonald's. That used to be something that you could get from McDonald's. They used to sell like merchandise, I think, that was like I remember snow globes that were from the 101 Dalmatians. Okay, yay! Here's the first one, y'all. Look at this. This is so cool. You see that question mark on the side for the Joker, and then you flip it around. The Riddler. I did that earlier too. You flip it around, and Wicked Witch. Just kidding, it's Batman. And then this is the other one, also with the Riddler, not the Joker. This one's clean. Okay, thank you. This is the other one that he's going to wash in a second. I love the Riddler's question mark, which is also the, this is a symbol they used for the movie. And then you flip it around and we have the Riddler, Jim Carrey. Crazy. So fun. Awesome. Thank you. Oh, yay. He just replaced my water for me so I can have my Batman water. I have the best husband. Ooh, tastes like soap. Yeah. Can you just rinse it a little bit more? Okay, thank you. He said, no, clean out your mouth. Clean out that dirty mouth. It's not a dirty mouth. Okay, got more stickers. These are going on these little like flag type pieces. So here's one. Thank you. Much better. This is going to go on like this. Okay. We're going to probably do the other one the same way. So I'm going to get that one prepped with a sticker. Jody, it's also funny to me that you specifically know that it was with the Muppet minifigures, right? My brain, in terms of time periods, kind of follows the time periods of when we got different CMFs. Like, how silly is it that we're so rooted in this world that that's a truth? Okay, so now it shows. We use this one that has the hole that has the axle lines through, so you can see maybe the axle lines on this side. There we go. For this other one. And I'm a little concerned because, y'all, they gave me this one. Oh, no, there's a stud stuck in there. Okay, so look. It looks solid, but there's a stud there. Okay. You had these too? Oh my gosh, Hector, that's so cool. Okay, now I got the stud out. Now I'm fine. So now I can use these. I was really nervous that like, oh no, it doesn't work. Okay, so this slides in here. This then goes around. Is this one? No, wait. Yep, it is. This goes around here. And so the wheel is going to go through, or the axle is going to go through that line and the wheel on both sides. And that's a little interesting to have to put on, but that's fine. So we'll slide this on first and then different wheel, and then we'll slide that on. Okay, so that creates that piece there. We're going to do the same on the other side. I wonder if we use an axle. I don't think we use a bushing on this one. Looks like it just kind of stays put, which I think is probably fine. Actually, that makes sense because the wheel has the axle hole in it. So that'll make sure that it stays in place. All right. 2 pieces left after these wheels, y'all. And then we've finished Batman week, which is wild. It's been a long... This week was really long, y'all. And also kind of short. You know what I mean? Okay. There we go. Super cool. That's pretty neat. And creates that really interesting kind of iconic shape. So you're going to head out, friend. Okay, sounds good. Room is cleaner and your treadmill is set up, so you want to get to building and walking. I am so proud of you, Jody, and I'm so glad that you chose me to spend time with during your clean-a-thon. I'm glad that it worked out for you to join for a little bit. Thanks for having fun today. And yeah, I hope you have a wonderful evening. Okay, so the last piece, oh, I missed this step. This is actually really cool. The very last piece, and then we're done with the car, is we take these little clips and we take these little fender type things. You clip it on, it clips in here. Let's see, like so. Not very easily, there we go. And then you angle it sideways. That's really fun. I like when I'm able to use something in a way that like, oh, that creates a cool angle. I didn't really think about doing that before. Like another really neat thing to learn from a Lego designer. All right, we did it. We did it. We have another Batmobile. This one's really sleek, super interesting. Awesome. It was a Sesame Street for sure. I'll send it to you when I find it later. Awesome. Thank you, friend. Okay, let's look at all 3 together. I'm going to get my spinner table thing so we can spin them around, and then we'll take a look at all 3 and say bye. Oh, it's right here. I left it here. But yeah, we live streamed for a while today. It was 2.5 hours, which is good. Yesterday was 4 hours, which was a little too long for me. I was like real tired and drained afterward yesterday, whereas today I'm feeling pretty good. So, okay, so here's it in all its glory. Oh, wait, we need our Batman. Dun, 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 dun. Pretty sleek. This is real impressive. I'm gonna open the top. That's where we see on the inside the tile, the printed tile, which is cool. I actually prefer that this one opens that way and has the tile right there because the other ones, I don't like that in the other ones you have to actually take something apart to see it. So it's nice that this one is just like the lid goes up. And you can see he rests in there actually really close to the front. So that's a little bit different than the other ones too. So, but interesting shaping, very interesting angles on this. I felt like I learned a lot from this one. Oh, he leans back. That's why. Okay, so he leans real far back in this one. I forgot about that. So you have to have him lean back and go in like this. There we go. Okay, that's how he's supposed to look on the inside. And that way you can close the lid. That's a really narrow vision. I don't understand, Batman. You need to be able to see better. So that was this one. Here's the other one we did today. So here are the two. And this one, as a reminder, this pops out less easily than, oh yeah, far less easily. I don't like that. What in the world, y'all? There we go. To reveal the number, which I think I put that in backwards, but anyway, so that goes there. And then here is the first one that we did, which is my favorite for sure. But I would say I'm shocked at how much I really like the Batman v Superman one. It's pretty impressive. And then this one goes here. Look at these together, y'all. These are gonna look great on the shelf. I'm very excited to have them all together. Yay! Yeah, really, really cool. I love this. And for one more reminder, Speed Champion style, the skill is perfect. Like they're all the right length and size and everything. All right. Okay, I'm gonna do one other video real quick, or not video, one other view for y'all. So I'm gonna put the three vehicles here. I'm gonna slide this a little bit forward. I'm gonna slide this down so you can see a little bit better. And I'm gonna bring over the big one. So here's what we accomplished. Happy Batman week, y'all. This was so fun. This was so fun. And honestly, I am really, really pleased with how all of these came out. This middle one, of course, like I said during the build, was not super fun at the beginning, but overall ended up being really exciting as you got to like the back parts of it and everything. This one taught me a lot about angles, very interesting shape and everything. And obviously, with the light bluish gray, has a different vibe. My favorite, Batman and Robin. And then this, which you saw at the beginning, opens to reveal the Batman. This is an incredible build all on its own. It also is made to where this can slide up off the design, and you can hang it on the wall. So I may mount this one on our wall on the Batman shelf. Yay! Y'all, this was fun. This was so much fun, and it was even more fun because you all joined me. So thank you for helping me celebrate our Batman week at our house, and having a lot of fun with these. I am going to call it a day because I'm exhausted. And I will have to do some other time when we build out the Penguin's amazing vehicle because I just don't have it in me to do it today. But grateful that y'all joined. Thank you again so much. If I can be so bold as to ask you to like the feed and to subscribe if you haven't already, that would be wonderful. I am going to enjoy a wonderful weekend without streaming, and I'll be back again next Wednesday. So I stream weekly on Wednesdays at 1 or 1:30 p.m. Central Time, typically about 3 to 4 hours, which is great if I do once a week. Sometimes if I do multiple days, though, it can be exhausting. So when I do those once a week, which is most weeks, it's around 3.5 to 4 hours. I don't know yet which one I'm building. I've got some other really cool Lego sets that have yet to be revealed that I can share with you once they're revealed. And I also have some really fun ones that have been revealed that I still need to get to. So we'll see. But I will share them with you very soon. Thanks again for joining. Great to see y'all. Great to chat with y'all. thank you for being wonderful in the chat. You're really, really great people, and have a wonderful weekend. Build kindness, y'all.